Welcome back to NT Coins World, where we explore the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. If you're a collector, investor, or just someone curious about coins that could be worth a fortune, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into some of the most sought after most two Lincoln pennies, the 1972 S Lincoln penny and 1982 D Lincoln penny, the ones that can bring collectors excitement and even big money. We'll discuss their history, unique features, minting details, errors, and what makes them so valuable. So if you love coins, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let's get started. The 1972 S Lincoln penny is an interesting coin from the San Francisco Mint, a facility known for producing both circulation and proof coins. This particular penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial series that ran from 1959 to 2008. The 1972 S Lincoln penny comes from an era when the United States Mint was transitioning in terms of coin production. In 1972, the country was dealing with economic changes, including fluctuating copper prices. While most pennies from this time were made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, the U.S. Mint was already considering alternatives due to rising metal costs. San Francisco was primarily focused on striking proof coins in the early 1970s, but some business strike pennies also came from this mint. The proof versions are particularly prized by collectors due to their sharp details and mirror-like surfaces. The obverse front design of the 1972 S Lincoln penny features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. This design has remained largely unchanged, except for minor modifications over the years. Inscription: "In God We Trust" is positioned above Lincoln's head, Liberty placed to the left of Lincoln's profile. Date: 1972. Located to the right, with the S mint mark below it, indicating the coin was struck in San Francisco. The reverse back design features the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 to replace the earlier wheat penny design. This side was created by Frank Gasparo, the U.S. Mint's chief engraver, at the time United States of America. Arches across the top, E pluribus unum, is positioned below the country's name. The Lincoln Memorial is depicted in the center with remarkable detail, even showing the statue of Lincoln inside if examined closely. The denomination 1 cent is prominently displayed at the bottom. The San Francisco Mint produced two types of 1972 S Lincoln pennies, business strikes, circulating coins. These were made for everyday use, though in smaller numbers than those from Philadelphia or Denver. Proof coins, specially struck for collectors using polished dies and planchets, giving them a highly reflective finish. The total mintage for the 1972 S Lincoln penny is approximately $376 million for regular strikes and $3.26 million for proof versions. The value of a 1972 S Lincoln penny depends on its condition and whether it's a regular strike or a proof. Circulated condition: a standard 1972 S penny in worn condition is typically worth face value, but slightly better examples may fetch 5 to 10 cents. Uncirculated condition: a mint state coin graded MS65 or higher can sell for $5 to $20 or more. Proof coins: a 1972 S proof Lincoln penny in pristine condition, graded PR69 deep cameo, can be worth $50 to $100, especially if it has a high contrast between the frosted design and mirrored background. Some 1972 S Lincoln pennies are more valuable due to minting errors. Here are some key errors to look out for. Doubled die obverse, DDO. Some 1972 S proof pennies display doubling, particularly in Liberty and In God We Trust. These can be worth $100 to $500 depending on the clarity of the doubling. Struck through grease. Some coins have weak details because grease clogged the die. These can sell for $10 to $50 depending on how much of the design is missing. Off-center strikes. Coins struck off-center, 5% to 50% misaligned, can range from $50 to over $200 depending on severity. Repunched, mint mark, RPM. Some 1972 S pennies have the S mint mark stamped more than once, creating a slight shadow or doubling effect. These can be worth $20 to $150 in mint condition. Collectors look for the best preserved 1972 S Lincoln pennies, with proof versions being especially desirable. Here's what makes a 1972 S penny more valuable. High-grade coins graded MS67 or PR69 by PCGS or NGC command premium prices. The sharper the contrast between the frosted details and the reflective surface, the higher the value. Rare errors, double die and RPM varieties significantly increase a coin's worth. For collectors, a 1972 S-proof Lincoln penny in PR69. Deep cameo is an excellent addition, while an uncirculated MS67 business strike is also worth seeking out. The 1972 S Lincoln penny may not be as rare as some other coins, but it still holds collector value, especially in high grades or with notable errors. Whether you find one in circulation or invest in a graded example, it's a great piece of numismatic history. The year 1982 was a pivotal moment for the US penny. Up until this time, Lincoln pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin, but rising copper prices forced the US Mint to switch to a new composition. In mid-1982, the Mint introduced a zinc core penny with a thin copper plating, a change that remains in place today. This transition resulted in multiple varieties of the 1982 penny, making it an exciting year for collectors. Among these varieties, the 1982 D Lincoln penny is particularly notable because it was struck at the Denver Mint and exists in both copper and zinc versions. The obverse front of the 1982 D Lincoln penny features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. This design has been a staple of US coinage for over a century. "In God We Trust" is inscribed above Lincoln's head. Liberty is positioned to the left. The year 1982 appears on the right, with the D mint mark below it, indicating it was minted in Denver. The reverse back design showcases the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 to replace the wheat ears design. Created by Frank Gasparo, this design remained on the penny until 2008. United States of America is inscribed along the top. E pluribus unum appears just below. The Lincoln Memorial is depicted in the center, with fine details showing the statue of Lincoln inside. The denomination 1 cent is displayed at the bottom. The Denver Mint struck an astonishing 6.01 billion, yes, billion, 1982 D Lincoln pennies, making it one of the most common coins from that year. However, despite the large mintage, the transition from copper to zinc created multiple varieties, making certain 1982 D pennies more valuable than others. There are two main varieties of the 1982 D Lincoln penny: 82D, large date, copper, 3.1 grams, 82D, small date zinc, 2.5 grams. Weight test: a copper penny weighs 3.1 grams, while a zinc penny weighs 2.5 grams. A coin scale is the easiest way to distinguish them. Visual differences: the large date variety has thicker numerals, especially the 2 and 8, while the small date has thinner numerals that align more evenly across the date. Because the 1982 D Lincoln penny is extremely common, its value in circulated condition is usually just face value. However, certain varieties and high-grade specimens can be worth much more. High-grade coins, MS67 or higher examples of either variety, can sell for $100 to $500 at auctions. Rare errors, certain error coins can be worth significantly more, as we'll discuss next. One of the biggest reasons collectors are interested in 1982 pennies is the number of errors and varieties that occurred during the transition year. Some errors to look out for include: this variety was not supposed to exist, as the Denver Mint was only supposed to strike small date pennies in zinc. However, a few 1982 D Small-date copper pennies have been found, making them one of the rarest modern Lincoln cents. Only a handful have been confirmed, and one sold for over $18,000 in 2017. Some 1982 D pennies have doubling on the date, Liberty, and In God We Trust. Depending on the severity, these can sell for $50 to $500 or more. Coins struck off-center, where part of the design is missing, are always in demand. 5 to 10% off-center errors sell for $20 to $50, while 50% or more off-center coins can be worth $100, plus 1,982 D pennies were struck on planchets that were improperly cut, leading to a missing chunk of metal on the edge. These can be worth $20 to $100, depending on the size and shape of the clip. If a piece of the die broke off during striking, it can leave a raised blob of metal on the coin. These cuds are collectible and can be worth $10 to $50 depending on size. The 1982 D Lincoln penny is a fascinating coin due to its multiple varieties, transition from copper to zinc, and rare errors. Here's what collectors look for. High grade MS67 or above. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Rare varieties, small date, copper. If you find a 1982-D small date copper, you could have a coin worth thousands. Double dies and other errors. Check for minting errors that significantly increase value. Proof-like or red toning coins with a deep red color or proof-like surfaces are more desirable. For most collectors, an uncirculated 1982 D penny in MS65 Plus is a great addition, while those lucky enough to find a small date copper have a potential jackpot. The 1972 S Lincoln penny and 1982 D Lincoln penny may seem common at first glance, but its transition year varieties, rare errors, and high-grade potential make it a must-have for collectors. Do you have any 1972 S and 1982 D pennies in your collection? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to NT Coins World, and turn on notifications so you never miss a rare coin update. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.